Okay, so when you hear the name Pele, I mean, instantly you think global football legend, right? A name everyone knows.
Absolutely. Stadiums, chanting, World Cups,
Yeah,
the whole image.
exactly. But what if I told you there's another Pele, a legend from somewhere very different, whose recent passing, well, it's made waves globally,
Hmm.
and partly thanks to a really poignant tribute from one of today's biggest stars.
Right, and that's what's so compelling here, isn't it? How this local icon, Ahed Zakout, he sort of transcended his immediate community,
Yeah.
especially after his tragic death. And the recognition from someone like Mohamed Salah, well, that just brought it to a huge audience.
It really did, because today we're doing a deep dive into exactly that story. Ahed Zakout, the figure known quite affectionately, it seems, as the Palestinian Pele.
Mm-hmm.
And what really jumped out from the sources, as you said, is that Mohamed Salah himself, global football icon, posted this very profound tribute.
Yeah.
And he specifically used the term martyrdom, that word. Well, it instantly caught global attention, didn't it?
It absolutely did. And if you place that in the broader context, Salah's very deliberate word choice there, it does more than just mark a passing.
How so?
Well, it elevates the whole narrative, doesn't it? It highlights this deeply personal, culturally significant acknowledgement. It makes you pay attention.
Okay, so our mission then for this deep dive is to explore who Ahed Zakout really was. You know, what made him this revered figure.
Right.
We'll look at the specific circumstances around his passing based on the reports we've seen.
Crucial context.
And maybe most importantly, what does this tribute from someone like Salah actually signify? For you listening, for the world of sports, maybe even beyond that, we want to unpack the facts, but also that resonance.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's unpack it.
Mm-hmm.
The sources we looked at, they consistently identify this Palestinian Pele figure as Ahed Zakout.
Correct.
And the material suggests he was, well, much more than just some local player.
Mm-hmm.
He genuinely held a pretty special place in Gaza, in his community.
Oh, absolutely. The sources paint a picture of Zakout as a really revered attacking midfielder. They even call him the golden foot of Palestinian football back in the 80s and 90s.
Golden foot.
Yeah. And apparently, beyond just his skill on the pitch, he was really committed to developing young talent, too.
Okay.
Described as a dedicated mentor, a youth coach. And that dedication, that's, I think, really crucial to understanding why he became this unique, beloved legend in Gaza. He was woven into the community fabric.
Right, right. Not just a star, but someone deeply involved.
Exactly.
And it's against that backdrop, that deep local reverence, that the sources then report on the incredibly tragic circumstances of how he died.
Yes.
What did they say about how his life ended?
The reports are pretty clear and consistent on this point. Ahed Zakout was killed in an airstrike in Gaza.
Okay.
And that detail is absolutely central. It grounds the story in a very specific, very challenging reality.
Yeah.
It gives all the global reactions, the grief, the recognition, a really stark context.
Yeah, it certainly does. And this leads us right to that crucial element, the thing that really pushed his story onto the global stage. Mohamed Salah's tribute.
Mm-hmm.
The sources really highlight that Salah specifically used the word martyrdom in his tweet. Now, that's a word. It carries immense weight, doesn't it? Especially in certain cultural, religious contexts.
It absolutely does. Huge significance.
Can you maybe help us understand, based on what the sources explain, what that specific term implies here?
Certainly. So when Salah uses martyrdom, or shahada, which is the term often used in an Islamic context, well, the sources explain it signifies something more than just death.
Okay.
It generally points towards a sacrifice made for a cause or a belief.
Right.
It often implies profound spiritual honor, maybe a noble end.
I see.
So for someone like Salah, with his global platform, to choose that specific language for Ahed Zakout, it underscores more than just respect for another athlete.
It feels like a recognition of something deeper.
Exactly. A recognition of the deeper tragic circumstances of his death. It's an endorsement, in a way, that really elevates the narrative and forces you to consider the broader implications.
So putting it all together, what does this all mean? You've got this local hero, right? Deeply loved for his skill, his community work.
Yeah.
His life ends tragically amid conflict. And then a global superstar, someone with this enormous platform, uses a term loaded with cultural and religious weight to pay tribute. It's actually pretty striking how fast this local story went international.
It is striking.
What do the sources suggest is behind that rapid global resonance?
Well, what's fascinating, I think, is how individuals like Salah can become these kinds of conduits.
Yeah.
Conduits for narratives that go way beyond just the sports pages.
Right.
His tweet didn't just honor Zakwat, it sort of compelled global attention towards the conditions of his death and also the reverence people held him in.
So it forced a conversation.
In a way, yeah. The sources suggest it prompted this kind of global reevaluation, maybe, of how we recognize heroism, especially in conflict zones, particularly when someone with Salah's immense influence lends their platform. It's a powerful example of how individual acts of remembrance can have these really far-reaching ripples, bridging huge geographical cultural divides.
Okay, so let's just recap this deep dive then. We've explored the story of Mohamed Salah, known as the Palestinian Pele.
A true legend in Gaza.
Yeah, renowned for skill, dedication to his community. Tragically, his life ended when he was killed in an airstrike in Gaza.
Yes.
And then this powerful act of remembrance from Mohamed Salah through his tweet, specifically using that word, martyrdom.
Which brought Zakwat's story and its really profound context to the entire world.
Yeah. If we step back and look at the bigger picture here, it's quite a stark reminder, isn't it, how individuals can transcend their local fame, touch global figures, global moments.
It really is, and it underscores how sports, we often think of it as just a game, but sometimes it can bridge these significant human experiences.
Highlight them.
Or highlight them, exactly. Bringing these poignant realities into the global spotlight in ways you just don't expect.
Absolutely. It really makes you think about, well, the incredible power of just a nickname, doesn't it? How one word, Pele in this case, can encapsulate a whole legacy, connect these distinct worlds.
Sparking mourning and recognition way beyond its original context.
Exactly. So maybe a final thought for you, our listener. What other unexpected connections like this might we be overlooking in the stories all around us?